I work my fingers down to the bone, but over time ain't really paying.
All right, guys. Guys, it's Lyfe N Tymes. Welcome. Hello. Good evening, good night, whatever the fuck. We're here. Very, very special guest. Very different guest.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? From what we're usually used to, which is nice. It's refreshing. We're trying to, expand here. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that immediately when I heard him is infectious. It's great. Can't stop listening. So it's amazing. And the background of it is what we're here to figure it out today. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that definitely caught me by surprise. Definitely has a different way of going about things, which is what we're all about here at Lyfe N Tymes. Introduce yourself.
What's up? My name is Spookybands.
Bow.
My mama's from Kansas. My daddy's from Boston, and I'm a musician, singer.
He's the best one.
Maybe the best one ever.
Right? Fuck. In the hat? That's a great hat.
Thank you. I got it at side of the road somewhere, I think.
See, we're already here with the parables.
I got the beer. I got the beers here.
He has many beers. And he came prepared. It's gonna be a great talk, let me tell you.
Got here 5, I had to.
I mean, shit, man, you said. Well, guys, how you doing, man? How's everything going?
Cool. I'm good. I've been hanging out, pumping out crazy music right now. We got the studio set up, figured out.
Which is always nice.
It's been good. I've been taking a couple trips here and there, getting out of the city, and it's really starting to feel like a nice blend with the music going on right now.
Do you stay out here, or did you move here, or are you just in between, or?
I stay out here. I've been here for 6 years, something like that.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
You're here.
Thank you.
You know
I'm loving it. I've been bouncing around this city. I've lived in every part of this city doing this music thing.
Yeah.
So.
Which is always nice for just, content wise and and broadening your horizons. Especially let's say you're not from here. So it's like there's always still like a new Rocktober turn. You know what I'm saying? But I mean shit, you kinda already got it out here, but so where are you from? Let's just jump right into it.
I moved around a lot. Like I said, my mama grew up in Kansas, a complicated family situation, and then she met my daddy on the East Coast. So I've lived in Connecticut. I've lived in I spent a lot of time in Connecticut. I grew up mostly over there on the East Coast, hopping back and forth between Massachusetts, Florida, all kinds of stuff like that. And then the second I could, I moved out here.
Oh, there you go.
But I don't really have a home,town, I don't know.
Kind of a nomad, just kind of moving around.
Yeah.
I always feel like Connecticut, Pennsylvania, all those like very East Coast places all remind me of like George Washington. Like
I think he probably traveled through all of those places.
I feel like that was Buddy's stomping grounds.
That's
like,
it.
Especially like the Delaware. Like I just think of the dude on the ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, there's no way. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Back in the day, that was just a place they had to pass through. Like, there's nothing. They had to go to D.C. or some shit. They're like, oh, Connecticut. I gotta ride a horse through this shit.
And like, I want to know how he got his name. Like, it's because it's connecting you to other states, or like, what's
Probably commuter state for sure.
God. So what was like kind of like going to school and shit like that? If you moved around, like, rough.
It was. I was just like weird,
which is okay.
I was always just bonding with like one or two people, and like I was like, I remember like doing music. I did a lot of music, like art stuff. Just kind of like I wasn't like weird, but I wasn't like athletic or cool. I was just kind of like there.
Just a guy.
Yeah, just a guy. And it just always felt like I don't have many friends that I like grew up with because I was like moving around so much, So it's just like I was just kind of like nomadic.
Which is fine. I mean, always.
That's cool.
I think, like I say, especially like as long as you had like kind of a job yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least seems like you figured yourself out pretty early though. You know what I'm saying? So after that, like what point did you move out here? Like what was like, all right, I'm not living in Kansas, or I'm not living in wherever.
I did like I tried college and stuff, and I just kind of was like in and out, and then I guess I just got like crazy. I had like a crazy existential crisis at like 21. I like just couldn't even like leave the house anymore. Like I had to move. I had to do something. So I literally just hopped in my car and drove here with like $200. did the couch hopping thing
yeah,
for
exactly.
a while.
Fuck it.
But it just was like I couldn't physically be in that spot no more.
Yeah.
I had to just, and it was just like not. I was making music, but like, bro, think about Connecticut, the music scene. Like I couldn't do it. Bro.
I mean, especially if have you been kind of like making the same type of music you are now, or has it? I mean, obviously you evolved. But
I was definitely making more like. I was definitely like lyrically I was there, and singing wise I was trying to sing, but I was doing more like a hip hop style.
Okay.
Because it was just like in Connecticut it was either like you did hip hop or you did like metal.
Oh
Like,
shit! No one between.
Connecticut's weird. It's like there's like really rich people, and then it's like really redneck, like really like backwoods kind of thing. So it's like there's no in between. But my family's always been like a folky music. I have a lot of musicians in my family that do folk. So there was definitely always the lyricism and stuff like that there, but I was like definitely doing more of a hip hop thing, and it wasn't really being taken like seriously because I just had too much. I had too many things going on. Like I had too many words almost. Like I had too many thoughts and emotions and stuff, and like it was getting tiring. Even when I first moved out here, like just trying to like make something happen.
Exactly.
Like, just trying to collab and stuff, and people like say they want to collab with you, and then they like you send them something, and they never send anything.
I mean,
like,
also too. I mean, again, too. This is especially. I'm speaking on this side of stuff where it's like a lot of people aren't as creative as you would think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And especially as far as like the type of stuff that you have going on, and especially how like very deep and I mean ominous and for lack of better words, than it is. I mean, I would think it would be a tough fit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we'll talk about it later, but like you said, like the feature that you just did for he's just Ghost, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Ghost. Shout
out Ghost.
I need Ghost on here next. You know what I'm saying?
He noticed me a while ago, and he's a great musician.
Oh yeah, from what I was hearing, I'm like it went hand in hand too well.
Mm-hmm.
Like sure, it was still an abstract-esque type situation,
right,
but it was so well put together that I was like, oh, like this is amazing.
And that's the kind of thing I love collabs like that, because me and him were trying to do something for a while. It wasn't just like a one-off. So we knew once, like, there's some musicians out there, like, I know I want to work with and like me, and I'm like, it'll just, like, I don't want to rush it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not just going to send you something,
And you guys did it in person, or you guys sent it back and forth?
We sent it back and forth. Mm-hmm. He's a little bit out of the city, but we've only met in person like 2 times, but we just hit each other back and forth.
Yeah,
on Instagram, all the time.
Well, welcome to the 21st century, you know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
But I mean, the in-person stuff was always nice, but I think
is.
But it's cool to like at least meet the person. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that is kind of gone too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if you can't link the person and knock the record out, right then and there, at least meet them, get the vibe, and you know what I'm saying? Then it makes the track just a lot more better. You know what I mean? A lot better sounding, a lot smoother. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I said it to say so. So you get out here and you're couch hopping, and then when was it like? Were you out here like, okay, I'm gonna take the music shit seriously right then and there, or what kind of took it to that level?
I was just thinking like, I was really thinking about like working. Like I wanted to work in the music industry. Like I was, it was so unprofessional, doing it like from home, like in my parents' house, like before I moved out here. That I was like, my goal was like, I want to get in some sessions and stuff and like write for somebody or like run into somebody, you know what I mean? Cause like, I thought it was like, I was very jaded to like the Hollywood thing. I was like, I'm going to like run into somebody and like show them a song, and they're going to want me to write their next song. Which
isn't like a far off situation. Like it feels fairy tale.
Right.
Cause like, even being jaded with the idea of like how Hollywood worked. Those Hollywood stories. Yeah. So shit can happen. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta be, it just doesn't happen as quickly as you think.
And I started to get that moving. I thought I started like going out and like going to different things, and like I met a couple musicians, and like I was working with them, and I was just like literally running into them at parties and stuff, or like running to them after their shows, and just like coming over to the after party and like sitting down and like making something for them, like doing stuff like that. But like the thing I started to realize is that you have to be careful, because like the people that are almost like the most enthusiastic to take an artist in like that is like probably going to either use them or like
it's not going to go well.
Or they do that to everybody.
Facts. Know what I'm saying? It's just their natural response to meeting somebody, you know?
Yeah, or they're just like coked up or something. They're just like, oh, you want to make me a song? Like, hell yeah, I'm going to go do more coke.
I'm fucking with it, yeah. Let's do this coke while you finish these bars, all right, bro? I appreciate it, man. Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, some things are all things that glitter on gold, you know what I'm saying? So we definitely understand, you know what I'm saying? But it's also through trial and tribulation, you know what I'm saying? You kind of have to figure it out for yourself, you know what I'm saying? Reading character is a fundamental out here, you know what I'm saying? You kind of just have to figure it out, you know? So from there on, so where does it start to where, like, you know, you're working on these demos and things of that nature, which I'm really happy to see people, or at least see, you know, somebody bringing that back.
Yeah, just call it a demo.
Just call it a demo. Like, I understand the EPs and stuff like that, but like, and I'm trying to make this make the most sense. Yours sounds like a demo. Mind you, it's mixed mastered great, but like, you know, screaming fuck in the back of your you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, oh, this is amazing. Like, this makes it feel like, you know, these are just something that you guys were doing, and you know, but it's very heartfelt. So where did you, you know, when did all that happen? But also like what's kind of like your process with some of this? You know what I mean?
So like COVID happened, and COVID made me it branched me out to a lot of different genres of people, because like I felt like people that weren't all braggadocious hip hop and over the top were like getting noticed, like people on like TikTok and stuff, like hyper pop and like emo music, like people that didn't have to leave their room were like actually like getting noticed more. And that just opened me up to like branching away from hip hop. Because I was I never really was doing like hip hop. I was doing more of like a emo rap kind of like acoustic with the drums. And then I remember one day, I got this beat pack from this producer, and he was playing acoustic guitar, and he put the drums over, you know, like a Juice WRLD type beat or something like that. Exactly. And I was like, dude, just send me the guitar alone. I was like, just send me the guitar alone. I've been experimenting, you know, I've been doing stuff. And I stayed up one night and I made this demo called Spooky in the Ghost Towns, I think it was called. And I was like, I'm going to make folk. Like, I'm just going to make a folky kind of thing. Yeah. And I stayed up all night and I made this 3-track. And then I had to go like pick up my friend somewhere. I hadn't slept. And I drove over to pick up my friend. And I just played it like at the friend's house. Yeah. And like people like came out of their rooms. They were like, what is this? Like, what is this? This is crazy. And then it just started going on SoundCloud, and I was like tripping out. And like right then and there, I just started like staying up like these nights and just like making these demos. And it like you said, like the demo thing is so underrated now, because it's like, I want it to sound like I want it to sound like like some guy sat in a room and just like really threw this together. And then I like started, my parents moved to Arizona, and I started going down to Arizona, and I would just bring like a laptop and record. And I made this thing called like the Sedona demos, and that started getting some traction. And then, from there I've just been like really trying to make some like stuff that like, you don't really, I don't want people to know like what year it was made. I don't want people to I don't want people to know where they found it. Like I don't even care if they see like the name on it. Like I just like want it to be like kind of like sitting there like timeless, like just kind of like as if you could find it in like an attic or something. I know they're like online, but still found footage is in music. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I just have so many questions. So that like the now, let me tell you, I'm not gonna lie, I was very invested in listening and trying to kind of, because I found you because Chris Long. Shout out Chris Long.
Great guy, amazing guy.
Man, it just. Words can't describe how good of a guy that is.
He's a great guy.
What I'm saying? Fucking amazing. Hope you're doing good, bud. So he reposted you, and so I'm like, and the thing is, I definitely take his word when it comes to, if he likes something, reposted, I'm gonna look into it. You know what I'm saying? So he reposted you. I said, oh, go ahead and pop it. Bow. And then and I was like, oh, let me look into it. So I listened to the first song. I don't think the song that you just put out wasn't out there yet. Like, you're a single.
I don't think so.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. So then I went back and, was listening to things. I said, this is different, and the subject matter is very, I mean, it's so personal, but it's also very relatable for. I mean, I can only imagine for a lot of people, but you know, it's one of those things where it's like, too, where it's like, oh, does he play the guitar? Like, is he playing these instruments?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like kind of like an unplugged MTV thing, like, but clearer. You know what I'm saying? And then then I started asking myself, well, it sounds like folk, but not, because it also doesn't sound. But because I said, are you a country singer when you got here? Because I was like, it's not country,
right?
But it has the feeling of like when country was good. Yeah. And I'm like, this is almost like the best of both worlds of every kind of piece. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how and I'm just talking a lot. But you know what I'm saying?
No.
But it's I'm curious of like, over time, like let's say the Sedona one that we're talking about now, like, you have like the Tapeworm song, and then there's one before that. Tapeworm, I think, is my favorite.
Chris Long was there when I recorded that.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
And it's funny because I'm quick. Like it's so honest because I just am blurb. I'm just mouth vomiting,
what's going
word
on?
Vomiting, whatever. I'm just saying whatever I'm feeling. And I remember like Kyle came to the studio. Shout out Kyle, my A&R. He came to the studio. Chris Long was coming a little later, and I was just pumping out tracks. And he was like, bro, slow down. Like, Chris Long is coming to shoot you. Like, you need to,
exactly.
Like, you're going to run out of stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to run out, bro. But yeah, we pumped that Tapeworm and that whole EP out like that night.
I mean, I'm telling y'all, because it's even. I was going to sound so crazy. I used to date this girl, right? And she had like a thing where like she couldn't listen to indie music, right? And like,
I get that.
Oh man, I didn't get it.
I love indie music, but I
feel like I didn't get it till I listened to you.
Okay.
So I always not wrote it off, but I always just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Because she's like, it's too close to my actual soul, which actually probably should have let me know that she probably wasn't the best person.
That's a bar.
That's
That's crazy.
I love her to death. But anyway, so I get it now. You know what I'm saying? But it's almost a better, not almost, but it is a better indie situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put you in a box.
It's like it's like an intimacy.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't want it to be like too close to the soul is crazy.
Well, I mean, you're saying, like, again, even with that feature, you're saying things in that feature that's like, oh, yeah, like this is. Let me rewind that a little bit.
I don't know if I don't know if I want to be in your soul, but I definitely want you to feel like I'm in the room with you.
Yeah. No,
I want to like my family always grew up. My family is like on my mama's side is like a bunch of folk musicians. She actually grew up in like a commune kind of situation.
In Kansas?
Yeah. We can unpack that in a second.
Yeah,
but,
facts.
I always grew up just like with those jam sessions. You know, like they're on the porch with the banjo and shit. Like,
I get you.
I want to make people feel like, I don't want them to feel like I'm like really intimately like speaking into their ear. I want them to just feel like they're in the room, like in a bar, like, and like even when I don't play the guitar, I have a lot of like amazing producers and guitarists that I work with. But even when I don't play the guitar, I try to work my vocal tone around the guitar. Like I try to like do like a little or like a breath, like I'm playing it, or like I missed a note or something. You know. Yeah. People are always like, dude, it sounds like you just recorded this guitar all this one take. And I'm like, well, the vocals were probably one take.
Yeah. And they kind of, I say they kind of feel like they're one take.
Most of them are.
Yeah. You're not writing, are you? Or you just?
I'm not writing like, I'll probably like, I'm just venting for the first like 3 or 4 lines, and then I'll like write on it. Yeah. And then basically, I'll do like a podcast, bro. Like I'll hit record, and I'll just sing through the song like 6 times.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Nonstop. There will be like a 20-minute audio line, and then I'll just like pick and choose my favorite parts.
No, that's kind of the best way to do it. I mean, you're freestyling it, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
And you used to be an audio engineer, so you know like people like to punch in and shit.
Exactly.
And like I'm just like, don't touch that space bar. Don't touch a button. Just sit back
and let me do this.
Yeah, let me do this.
If it sounds like I'm messing up, it's on purpose.
Turn it down when I scream. That's it. Don't touch any type of keyboard.
You know what I'm saying? Either way, no, that's what I'm saying. No, like I said, I think I think the process and how it's coming out in the polished product is very well done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm curious to see like the videos behind it. I don't know if you have videos out. I didn't see any.
So I like to do videos like found footage. I'll take a camera that's at least 10 years old and I'll give it to anybody near me. Oh, my hand's shaky. Oh, sick. It's awesome.
Sick.
It's awesome. I'll edit in Premiere. I edit all my videos myself.
In what?
In Premiere.
You're a good guy.
I'm a good guy.
And he wanted to use his Final Cut as part of a cult.
I'm saying, bro.
Man, because
so many people buy Final Cut.
But it's only because it has to be cheaper. I would guess. Maybe. I don't know. I've never looked into it.
Even the little icon sketches me out.
Yeah.
It's all like rainbow and stuff. I can't do it. No, it's bad energy.
The whole thing is bad. And the same thing with people, like, if you can color in DaVinci, cool. But if you edit in DaVinci, cult, jail, under the prison, Premiere, I'm on your side.
Plus, it's called Final Cut. Like, what if this isn't the final cut?
What if this is the final thing? You know?
I'm still cutting. Like, what are you talking about?
It's a bad business idea. Bad. I don't appreciate it. But you're saying, so you know, found footage is great. And I don't think a lot of people know what that is either. But look it up. For
the people that don't know, found footage is like those horror movies where they're holding the handheld camera and it's like
Cloverfield.
Yeah, like Cloverfield. I want to make my video look like you found it, like it's a home video, like your mama filmed you.
Like you just blew the dust off the VCR tapes and put it in the machine type shit. I think that's fire because that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because you're like you said, you want a folk feeling, and found footage is the most homey at the crib feeling that I think that you could possibly convey without being like, you know, too direct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so this commune that your mother was a part of, I want to talk about that because what the fuck? That's fire. But also, because I have I'll tell you now, everybody will know, I have a weird thing about cults. Yeah. Or like groups of people that live in a compound. Yeah. I just think it's so interesting.
It's really interesting.
Because like without any like hypnosis or like punch or whatever the case is, it's like how is this happening? Like how is this making this happen? Oh, that's another one of my friends. My bad. You know what I'm saying? He caught me out the corner of my eye and I was like, oh. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, my bad. But it's like how so explain like if you can, you know, the best you can.
So I mean the people in it have written books about it and stuff. So
What's it called?
It's called a family. So I don't think I could be doing. They're all like 90. They can't do.
I'll take out. This is great because it's pre-recorded. I'll take out the name of it. Yeah, I'll bleep the name out.
Just bleep the first part and leave the family.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Yeah,
bleep
family. Yeah.
So anyway, my granddaddy had my mom, had his wife, and he was a music engineer.
Starts like that.
In like the 60s. For somebody big, I won't say who, but it was a folk musician, a big folk musician. And basically he ran into like this Charles Manson type of guy, like this crazy musician.
Usually it is.
Yeah, erratic musician guy.
Yeah.
And this commune started. And I didn't find out about it until I was 18. My mama kept it from me.
Oh, yeah, we can only imagine.
Basically, they all like got intermarried. Like I'm pretty sure my grandma married a lot of guys. So I have like 20 uncles and aunts. But basically they grew up in like a communal living community in like Kansas and stuff, and they just like they had a farm, they did construction, they built houses, they made money, they made music. And then as it usually goes with those kind of things, you know, they got a little crazy about sexual stuff and drugs and drinking, but they were all great musicians. Like they all started off coming together like we're gonna make some music and change the world.
Yeah. Instead of making a record label, they made a cult.
They made a cult. It was it was a 4-point process. Instead of pitching to the labels, they started a cult.
Fuck it. It's blood in, blood out. This is how we're doing it.
And I think this guy was I think my granddad, I only met him once my whole life, but I think he was successful prior. I think they just roped him in.
I mean, it's usually how it goes, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you either a part of the group or you can't excel. You know, one of the two. And I can only imagine, like, in Kansas, how many outlets, especially in the 60s, you really had.
Yeah. Oh, and they spread out. They were in like Boston. They were in like L.A. They were in Kansas. They were all over the place.
I'm gonna look this up right after.
There's like a whole article about it.
I literally have to.
Yeah. The best.
You know.
Shout out Sebastian.
Shout out fucking Sebastian. Sebastian got to be on here next.
That's my day one. Yeah, he got to be on here next.
And I want him to keep the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. You can keep that one going. Yeah, it's straight. Sony, stop putting record limits on your cameras. It's fucking stupid. Anyway, so from there, you know, because I, even though, you know, just I want to make this concise, I want people to understand what's kind of going on. So what's next? Like, what are we looking forward to next? You just dropped, again, probably the best album of the first quarter, to be honest.
Man,
I mean, it's
that's
just
crazy.
It's just so good. Like,
and I put demo in the title. That's the hardest thing.
But I think that's the allure, though, too.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you're listening to it and it literally just sounds, it doesn't sound unfinished.
Yeah.
Let's understand that. But the music sounds timeless.
Right.
There isn't like you can find this, you know, 14 years in the future or 14 years in the past.
Oh, you could have pressed this on like a tape recorder.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think it's one of those things where it's like especially because, like I said, I like other music, you know what I'm saying? And it has all the elements of every type of one of those kind of genres that are good about it. Like,
I've explored them all. And, you know, I did a lot of different, I've done hip hop, I've done emo, I've done all, and it was always a process.
Yeah.
And then I started making the music like this. And at first, even like every aspect of it, the making the songs themselves, the instrumentals, the recording process, the video process, all of it, for a while, it felt too easy. And I felt guilty. I was like, I just made this so quick.
Yeah,
I just filmed this so quick.
Yeah.
You know, is this right? Because I spent so many years doing like the most. I was doing hip hop. I was doing crazy verses. I was filming. I was spending money on videos. I was spending money on studio time. I was investing so much money and time into stuff. And it was like, I like it. Me and my friends love listening to my old like hip hop shit and stuff. But like, it didn't do. I was wishing for the attention I have now.
exactly.
And it just, as it keeps going, and as I like allow myself to like lean into that easiness and that free feeling more, it just like feels better and better.
Yeah.
And I'm like kind of embracing it. So I once I started working with like Cleopatra, and once I started like getting some attention, I really wanted to like see what would happen if I took like everything like 2 decades back. So I went in September. I went to Nashville, home of country music.
I heard the verse about it.
Yeah.
I remember the verse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was to say, okay.
So I did some really good stuff there that hasn't come out yet.
Send it to me,
I'll send it to you.
please.
I'll send it to you.
I appreciate it.
But I've just been. I was like thinking like, what if I started like really pressing shit like they did back in the day? Like I was like, even when I started like working with people who wanted to give me money for shit, they were like, "What do you want to do a music video? Do you want to do like a sponsorship? Do you want to do this?" I was like, "Do you want to like get a outfit? I'm never a costume designer or whatever." what like you want to get a car in this video? Like no. I want you to fly me to the country capital of the world, and I want to work with a motherfucker that's in the studio 24/7,
Exactly.
classically trained, playing some shit.
Yeah.
40-year-old type of dude playing piano.
Doing
You know
this
what I mean?
forever.
Like, yeah.
All he knows is piano.
Literally. So, I'm trying to expand on shit, but make it as easy and demo sounding as I can.
No, I mean, you're trying to pull in all your resources. I mean, especially, like I said, since you're with, Kyle and all them, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it's making make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But even with that, I mean, like I said, like it's the idea too, because I want to go back and breeze over what you were saying about just having the easy feeling that you were doing so much, and and I feel like a lot of people have that same feeling of like oh, I'm just doing all this type of stuff. Where like realistically, it's there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like you're a prime example of that because, like you said, you touched so many different things, but at the end of the day, it was a culmination of everything you were doing.
It was.
So now it's like
all
the blueprint,
all the complicated, nitpicky, super like working on a song for a week straight. Like all of that came into making it as easy as it is now.
Exactly.
And it's. What also gives me reassurance is when I'm bringing that to the table and like when I'm working with like an engineer or a musician or something, they love it.
Yeah.
They love how easy it is. They're like, dude, we just punched out like 6 songs. Like, they're used to like sometimes sitting in the studio with an artist like line for line for line, like trying to get these lines right, and like seeing professional people and that I call professional people and musicians and artists and stuff I'm collaborating with, like seeing them like breeze through it as easily as I do and have fun, and like we can be like one of my buddies is an engineer that I'm working with in the studio a lot. I love when he tracks my stuff. Yeah. And like back in the day, we used to like really nitpick it. Like we used to make crazy rap songs, and we used to be in there line for line for line, like trying to figure it out. And like now we go in the studio, we knock out a song, we're like drinking beer, we're having fun. And it's so easy, and it sounds 10 times better than like anything I've ever made.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's easier, but it's hard to blend the line between whether it's just like more simple or if it's just I'm so tuned in now, I worked out the muscles. I
think it's just over time. I mean, you do so much, and and especially if you've been an artist for let's just say 5+ years. Yeah. I mean, you can make a song. Yeah. It's just picking the sound, and I mean, and after everything boils down to it, even with more of an underground rap right now. Like a lot of people are taking the drums off things and rapping over the samples and just bare bonesing it to where it's just them in the vocal, like you know what I'm saying, and just trying to make it really grind it out. But you're one of the first people I think I've seen that's done it with this genre, right? You know what I'm saying? And then with even using auto-tune on top of that type of stuff, where you really don't need it, but but it adds that layer of like you know what I'm saying. So it's still bright, it's still right in your face. I think it's amazing.
Here's the thing: if I'm doing like an acoustic, most of them are acoustic, but if I'm doing a heartfelt, painful song, strip that auto-tune down. Yeah. If I'm doing a heartbreaking song, but I'm kind of like feeling myself, I'm kind of like, fuck you.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'll put the auto-tune up a little bit.
Fuck it. I'm having fun. You know what I'm saying?
Like, damn, he dissed me in this song because I broke up with him, and he put auto-tune on top of it, and there's no drums. Come on.
Man, I'm winning. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, I think, man, it's also just nice to see, too, that people are really, talking about their, what's going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think that's a fun way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? Even with like we talking about the whole family thing and seeing, the culmination of what's going on with that with how your job is great. It's refreshing. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not writing some of it or whatever the fuck, it's still structured very well. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Is structure like a big thing for you, or is it like you know what I mean? Or give or take, just depends on how you're feeling.
It's really depending how I'm feeling. I like to start the song with some structure. I like to start it off like quick, right off the bat. This is how I'm feeling. Yeah. There's no metaphors. There's no like real storytelling. It's just blunt. Like this is fuck this. I'm this. I just drank all this. Like I just right off the bat. I like to start with that structure. Then I like it to kind of just get more chaotic
as it goes.
Yeah, and when I'll record I'll stretch my vocals to the max. Like I will. There will be a song. I have a song called "I Lost My Voice" at my show because I literally lost my voice at my show.
Oh my god! Side note: I'm so sorry I'm cutting you off. This is against all interviewer thing, but fuck the names of these songs.
The good names, right?
Oh my god, they're just so fun. They're just so you know what I mean. You're getting the full thought out, and I really appreciate that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, sorry. My bad.
No, but So even with like a 4-song EP, like the first song will be structured as fuck.
Yeah.
And the vocals will be on point. I'll sound fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you listen to the 4th song and I'm like, fuck. Like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I try to like, I just want it to like, I want it to be like I said, like with the folk music, like sitting on the porch, jamming. Like
Exactly.
I want you to feel like I started off fresh and then I'm like blackout drunk by
the end of the
like,
song.
fuck, like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
No, like I said, I think it's original.
So it's a structure, but it's not a structure. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like a life structure. It's not like a.
I mean, especially if you're doing it all together. I mean, especially like back in the day where jam sessions went for hours and things of that nature. But this time we're just recording it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing. You know, but you know, before we, Jesus Christ, before we get, you know, we get out of here and wrap it up, I do have one more thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a kind of not a lost art, but a lost. I guess I don't want to say art, but it's like a lost thing that people like to travel to certain states to do a whole album.
Yeah.
Or to work with a specific, well, not work with a specific person, but work in the environment of which either came from or where you want to be at, you know, whatever.
Totally.
Is that something that you plan to do where, like, you know, from here on out or, you know, whatever? Because I thought that was pretty, you know, amazing to think about that, you know, you sit there, do a body of music in one area, and especially how you drop your stuff, it would mean even more once it comes out and, like, you know, be able to really absorb it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's my full goal. That's my full goal. I want my music to embody a certain. I want to just be like nomadic as hell.
Yeah.
My whole life I've felt nomadic.
Might as well keep it going.
Might as well keep it going. I want every song to have a different name of a different state in it. Like I want to be able to just travel and go to a random bar in a random place and just play. And just record there and be like, this is what I dropped here. This is what I dropped here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I want to embody like this whole beautiful country of ours and just like reach out to as many people as I can. Like I just want every person to feel like I want my songs to sound like a place.
Yeah.
Like I want my songs to sound like a group of people. Like I really feel like when I took this turn and when I started embracing my roots and embracing this folk music, that I started reaching to a culture that a lot of artists nowadays can't reach.
The facts.
And I feel like middle of America working person, like 56 years old, could listen to me and like it.
Facts.
And you give them 5 other people that are popping in Los Angeles, they're not gonna fucking like that shit. I want my music to literally be able to I want it to be like Come On Eileen when they're singing at the bar at the end of the night. Like I want my shit to reach like the most individual person. I would make a song for each follower on my Instagram if I could. Like
that's fire though. That's fire though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, like I said, I just thought it was commemorable. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So I want to record my shit in different places for the people in those places.
That's fine.
I just
A little something for everybody.
Yeah, it's just the music's been getting so relatable. You know, the work process with different people and professionals has gotten so relatable. I just want to keep being as relatable as possible.
And if you ask me, you're exceeding your your wishes here. You know what I'm saying? This has been a very important interview for me. You know what I'm saying? Definitely something.
It feels intellectual, doesn't it?
Hey, man,
This
you
has been
know,
deep.
we're here.
We're
you know
here.
what I'm saying? This is what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I really appreciate you coming on, man. I think you definitely have a very, very bright future ahead of you.
Thank you, bro.
For sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see what's next. You know what I'm saying? But any last words before we get out of here?
This is my first interview
Oh,
on a
fuck, it
podcast
is.
on a camera. This is awesome. Like, this is an honor, bro.
Bow.
And I only drank 2 of my beers, so that's how you know I was talking. I had 4 beers, I only drank 2, so that's how you know.
He says 2 for later.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
No, exactly. No, hey, man.
This is an honor, bro. This is really cool.
I appreciate it.
It's really
man.
cool.
No, this is one of my. It's up there for me. You know what I'm saying? Especially, like, I feel like too. Like, I don't know. I'm about to listen to so much folk music after this.
Yeah.
Like, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're here now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
But before we get out of here too, guys, Spotify official playlist. He has like 4 or 5 songs on it. Pretty much everything he's put out is on this goddamn is on this playlist. So go check it out if you haven't.
Spookybands. SPOOKYBANDS. All one word.
Wait, why the name? I never got to ask that. Why the name?
I just called myself Spooky because I was born on Friday the 13th.
Oh, shit.
And I made an Xbox profile. And Spooky was taken, so I just put bands at the end because I wanted some money back.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
And then I kept it.
And we still want money
And
now.
we still got it.
Don't forget it. All right, y'all. This has been Lyfe N Tymes with Spooky fucking Bands.
Yes, sir.
Bow.
To be honest, I've been running out of people to save. She been teaching me she don't need me to, and that's okay.